Some places have a gravity you can't explain. Angeles City is one of them. It sits just north of Manila, a city forged in the shadow of the former Clark Air Base. For decades, it's been a magnet for a certain kind of traveler, the kind looking for something raw, something unfiltered. They come for the nightlife, a sprawling neon-soaked spectacle that promises a good time and a cheap beer. The stories they hear are true. The streets are lined with bars, each one spilling light and music onto the pavement, creating a sensory overload that's both thrilling and, honestly, a little intimidating. This is the promise of Angeles City, an escape from the mundane, a place where the night never seems to end. What they find is a complex ecosystem built around entertainment. The city's reputation precedes it, often whispered about in online forums and expat circles. It's famous for its go-go bars, sports pubs, and nightclubs that cater almost exclusively to a foreign crowd. For many, it's a world away from the quiet suburbs they left behind. The appeal is simple and primal. It's the low cost of living, the warm weather, and a social scene that operates on its own terms. Men, often older and from Western countries, come here seeking companionship, adventure, or just a place where their pension stretches a lot further. The city doesn't judge, it just provides. But this isn't just about cheap drinks and easy company. There's a history here, etched into the very foundations of the city. The American military presence shaped this place, leaving behind an infrastructure for entertainment that has since grown into a full-blown industry. When the soldiers left, the bars remained, adapting to a new clientele of tourists and long-term expats. This legacy created a unique culture, a blend of Filipino hospitality and Western indulgence. You feel it in the air, a sense of permissiveness that can be liberating for some and a dangerous trap for others. It's a city that knows what its customers want and has perfected the art of giving it to them, so they keep coming. They come to forget, to reinvent themselves, or to simply live out a chapter of their lives that wouldn't be possible back home. Angeles City offers a narrative of freedom, the freedom to be someone else for a night or for a lifetime. The bars are the stage and everyone has a role to play. It's a powerful draw, this promise of a different life under the glow of the neon lights. But every stage has its backstage, and every story has a side that isn't always part of the sales pitch. The siren's call is beautiful, but you have to listen carefully for the warnings hidden in the music. For every story of a good time in Angeles City, there's another that serves as a cautionary tale. The very things that draw people in, the accessibility, the open atmosphere, the constant flow of strangers, also create a perfect environment for those with bad intentions. Violent crime is a real and present danger. The Australian government advises a high degree of caution, and for good reason. Armed robbery, assault, and even murder are not unheard of, particularly in areas frequented by tourists who are perceived as wealthy and vulnerable. It's a place where a friendly conversation can quickly turn into a shakedown, and a wrong turn down a dark alley can end your vacation permanently. Beyond the threat of physical violence, there are more subtle dangers lurking in the bars themselves. Drink spiking is a well-documented problem. You leave your beer unattended for a moment, and the next thing you know, you're waking up in your hotel room with an empty wallet and no memory of the last few hours. Scams are equally common, often involving the very people you came to socialize with. A charming companion might run up an exorbitant bar tab in your name, or a seemingly innocent local might lead you into a pre-arranged robbery. These schemes are practiced and effective, preying on the loneliness and trust of unsuspecting foreigners. Then there are the health risks that go beyond the usual concerns of a wild night out. Unregulated local alcohol, sometimes called lambanog, can contain methanol, a toxic substance that has led to poisonings and deaths. Sticking to reputable licensed venues is crucial, but even then, you're not entirely safe. The risk of sexually transmitted infections, including HIV, is significant. The transient nature of the population and the transactional relationships that define much of the nightlife create a high-risk environment. Access to protection like condoms can be surprisingly difficult outside of major hubs, adding another layer of danger to any intimate encounter. The city is a landscape of calculated risks. You have to be aware of your surroundings at all times. Gangs operate in these tourist zones, specializing in drugging and robbing foreigners. Pickpockets are everywhere, blending into the crowds. Even the technology you rely on can be used against you. Card skimmers at ATMs are a common threat, so it's wise to only withdraw cash from secure locations like inside a bank or a major shopping mall. Every transaction, every interaction requires a level of vigilance that can be exhausting. It's the price of admission to this world, a constant awareness that the party could end badly at any moment. If you think your foreign passport is a get-out-of-jail-free card, you are dangerously mistaken. The Philippines has some of the strictest laws in the world, and they are enforced with zero tolerance, especially when it comes to foreigners. Drug offences are the big one. The penalties are severe, with life imprisonment on the table for possessing even a small amount. The narrative of a corrupt system where you can bribe your way out of trouble is a fantasy that could cost you your life. If you're caught, you're facing a legal system that is slow, unforgiving, and a world away from what you're used to back home. The law also comes down with incredible force on anyone involved in crimes against children. The country has robust laws against child sex tourism and human trafficking, and authorities actively target foreigners suspected of these offences. An accusation alone can be enough to get you arrested and prevented from leaving the country while your case crawls through the courts, a process that can take years. Sentences for those found guilty are severe, often involving life imprisonment in a notoriously harsh prison system. This is not a grey area. It is a hard line that, if crossed, will lead to devastating consequences. Beyond the legal system, you have to consider your health. If something goes wrong, you can't count on first-world medical care. While major cities like Manila have adequate facilities, the quality of healthcare in places like Angeles City can be limited and inconsistent. For a serious injury or illness, you'll likely need medical evacuation, which is incredibly expensive if you don't have comprehensive travel insurance. Common ailments like foodborne and waterborne illnesses are also a constant threat. Cholera and typhoid are real risks, so you must be vigilant about only drinking bottled water and avoiding raw or undercooked food. The web of potential problems extends even to the digital world. Online dating and relationship scams are rampant. Foreigners have been lured into relationships only to be blackmailed with compromising photos or videos. Some have been entangled in elaborate schemes that end with them facing fabricated legal charges. The local legal process is complex, and once you're in its grip, it's very difficult to get out. The system is not designed for speed or efficiency, and a foreigner without good local legal counsel is at a significant disadvantage. Every choice you make has a potential consequence you need to be prepared for. So, you weigh the pros and cons. On one side, you have the allure of Angeles City, the endless nightlife, the low cost of everything, the feeling of freedom that comes with being an outsider in a place built for pleasure. It's a potent cocktail, one that has drawn in countless expats and tourists for years. For some, it becomes home. They navigate the risks, build a life for themselves, and find a version of happiness they couldn't find elsewhere. They learn the unwritten rules, stay within their trusted circles, and manage to keep the darker elements at bay. For this small group, the reward is worth the gamble, but for many others, the bill eventually comes due. The risks are not theoretical, they are tangible and ever-present. The constant need for vigilance can wear you down. A single mistake, trusting the wrong person, leaving your drink alone, or making a bad decision late at night can have life-altering consequences. You're trading safety and peace of mind for cheap thrills. Is it a fair trade? For a short-term visitor looking for an adventure, maybe. But for someone considering a longer stay, it's a question that demands a brutally honest answer. You have to ask yourself if this environment is truly sustainable for your physical and mental well-being. The smart play is to go in with your eyes wide open. If you decide to visit, you must take precautions. Stick to well-lit, reputable bars. Never leave your drink unattended. Use trusted ride-sharing apps like Grab instead of hailing a random tricycle or taxi off the street. Watch your wallet and be skeptical of anyone who seems too friendly too fast. Avoid flaunting wealth and try to blend in as much as possible. These simple steps can significantly reduce your risk, but they can't eliminate it entirely. You are still a guest in a complex and often unforgiving environment. Ultimately, the question is one of personal tolerance for risk. Is Angeles City a uniquely dangerous place? Yes, in many ways it is. There are countless other destinations for expats that offer a better quality of life with far greater safety. Countries like Spain, Portugal, or even nearby Malaysia and Thailand provide vibrant cultures and established expat communities without the same level of predatory crime and legal pitfalls. Angeles City offers an experience, but it's a specific high-stakes one. For most, the smart money is likely on a safer bet. The world is a big place, full of adventure that doesn't require you to constantly look over your shoulder.